Would you like to know more?
Welcome to Adventures in 3D Printing from Warmaster Podcast, episode 22. We're going to be looking at some Forest Dragon characters from the Vampire Counts range. This particular beauty is on a 40 by 20 base, and it is a black coach, which is one of the very, very best terror-causing mounts in the game because it's cheap. And what you want in a terror-causing mount is cheapness, because then you can take two, which filthy cheeseburgers like me I'd rather have two cheap mounts than one expensive mount, because the difference is this gives you, say, one attack from the mount and another attack from the hero, and then you can bring a sword. So let's say on average you're going to bring in 3 attacks. If I brought a dragon, that brings 3 attacks, and the hero's another attack, and the sword another attack. So that's 5 attacks. So an extra 2 attacks, but it costs more. It costs like way more than this, more than double this, I think. So, and this, the flip side of terror is it takes away attacks from the other side, which is where it really comes into its own. Because if you're charging something and you're doing 4 attacks per stand, and they're only hitting back with 2 attacks per stand, that tips the combat mass much in your favour. So I'd rather have 2 cheap terror mounts than 1 expensive one any day of the week, even though they're a bit slower. Fantastic bit of design here with the horse's spine exposed. Lovely bit of work. Always a pleasure to see these sculpts. Again, there's got a little bit of lining here but I think that's probably to simulate woodwork rather than any kind of lining from my printer. That was on the carriage. I don't know if you can see going this way, the wood grain. That's nice. Some ribs exposed here. We've got a rider on top. So this is I'm going to be using 2 of these for my hero mounts in the army list. I've still got. It was quite difficult with this water washable resin because it's quite soft when you're cleaning it up with warm water. So I haven't got all the supports off yet. There's one in here that I need to get off, but I won't do it on camera because I need to be a bit more accurate than this under here and stuff. So the fact it's quite soft means that I have to go easy on it. So I tend to do the easy clean up and then leave some of it till later on. I also printed some other characters off, some from the November and some also from the December. So I think this is called an Old Blood. Again, it's clever how he's used this bit at the back and a bit of chain to provide support. That's nice brickwork there, you see. Can't tell what's gone on here. That looks, I don't know what that, almost like a fingerprint. With the water washable stuff, if you're gonna get any residue left, it'll be in like crevices, like under his legs and under his arms and stuff. You might see a bit of like furriness or bulkiness, but this one doesn't look too bad at all. So that's an Old Blood vampire. He's a bit small for a flying character in this game, to be fair. Well, especially if he's going to be causing terror. So, a nice character, but I'm not sure I'd actually be using it. This is a vampire, so maybe this will be my vampire lord. Nice scenic base again. Some kind of fur coat. Very pleasant. And then we have a couple of necromancers, I think, here. We have this one. You can see under the hat here where I haven't managed to clean it because it's being cleaned like this and it's spinning underneath and kind of throwing up a vortex of water, so that kind of hat's shielding the vortex away. So that looks there like it didn't clean properly. Not that it's going to cause a great deal of problems for me, I don't think. Or it may have been just kind of the way it's printed. And we have the final piece here. Another necromancer. That's very funky. I like that. It looks like a talking skull. He's like bringing him out of the ground. It's like, arise, Sir Skellybob. Okay, that's so cool. I like that a lot. So it's certainly going to have a lot of character, this army. This is my first fail with Lychee. I don't know what caused it to fail. I was panicking. Got to be honest, when you see something like this, you think, "Oh, sugar!" That is a potential sign that there's a problem with the screen, because if the light's allowed through, it will just form like this. But that was quite a lot of pixels, so I was hoping it wasn't, and it would just be a slicing issue. And it turned out I've done a couple of prints since, and it is a slicing issue. I'm starting to get to grip with Lychee now, but it has caused a couple of issues. One of them's this, and the other one that its auto supports, they were way too thick, and it's meant that it kind of damaged the piece getting them off because they were way too thick. So as good as Lychee is, and as happy as I am with it, yeah, as with everything in life, there may be some adjustments needed, and it may not be the answer to every problem. So a little bit disappointed that this happened with the slicing, and a little bit disappointed that I had to chuck away a couple of Nid Bio Titan legs because the supports were way too thick and you couldn't get them off without obliterating details. So, but that was auto support, so not the end of the world. I've also finally finished a test unit of Skellybobs. These are light Skellybobs, I think. So really dog poo basic paint job. Just I think it's athematic blue and contrast paint. So two-tone undercoat, and then just bang on the athematic, and then we had some sand, we had some Vallejo earth, Terra I think it's called, just a bit of bone white dry brush, and then some green flock, and that is going to be it, the kind of raised dead ghosty kind of unit designs. So everything that is dead will be painted like this, which is the vast majority. I haven't decided whether I'm going to paint. I should really properly paint the characters rather than giving them the ghostly look, but if I get really lazy, then maybe I'll just do this for the whole army, but that really would be quite lazy, and it wouldn't really fit, because if the living stuff is painted properly, base the same obviously, and then all the ghosty stuff is ghosty, it will kind of give it a bit of the Army of the Dead Lord of the Rings vibe to it. Let's hope I can actually, yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be too hard to paint a couple of characters, should it, and a black coach or two, and if I do use ghouls, which I won't, then obviously you'd have to paint those because they're not dead. Yeah, so this is where we're up to, episode 22. You can see I printed these before I sorted out my Z-axis, so all this kind of, this lining here, this may be, it wouldn't happen if I did it now, because yeah, having to fix that Z-axis turned out to be a thing. So this was episode 22. I'm not sure what we're going to do next. I'm doing some NIDs for Paul, but we don't want to keep watching NIDs, so maybe I'll knock out some more, maybe I'll do the Black Knights or something next. So episode 22, see you next time.